It can be really hard to grow a brand new account on social media from zero to its first couple thousand followers on any social media platform, especially do so without getting banned. There's literally a new best way to grow your social media account coming out every other day, it feels like. But 21 days ago, I started a brand new TikTok account to get myself into the creativity and rewards program as fast as possible. And right now it's at over 1.5 million views, over 1,000 followers, which means I can go live pretty soon and on track to get fully monetized within a couple months. Like I just said, there's no best way to get a bunch of followers on social media. I'm gonna show you guys the one I use that's not gonna get you banned. You really only need Adobe After Effects for it, which is only like 30 bucks a month, and they have a 14-day free trial. It's literally the best motion graphic software out there, so you should definitely try it. Or if you want, you can try to follow along in CapCut, but it's gonna be hard. We're basically gonna be making streamer edit clips. It's super easy, it's been a thing for years, so I'm literally just gonna screen record me making a clip, showing you guys every step and how I do it. If you guys want presets and stuff like that you'll see I use later on in the video, let me know in the comments, because you do need to purchase them from other people or just make your own free one. It just takes a lot of time. So I purchased some, but I can make you guys some if you want and then give them to you. So let me know if you guys want that. But yeah, let's get into the video. All right, boys, I'm gonna show you the entire process from start to finish on making one of these reels. So you can see we've done 12 so far. It's kind of like a hit or miss kind of thing. These are streamer edits that we transform in After Effects in Topaz. So I'm gonna show you the exact process from start to finish. So basically the first thing you want to do is pop open Twitch, go to whatever streamer you're gonna clip. I'm clipping Marlon. I recommend choosing someone who's trending, someone you see other people clipping. I'm doing Marlon, like I just said. I scrub through on my phone usually when I have some free time throughout the day, and when I get home I just know exactly where to go. It saves me a lot of time. You literally just go to wherever you want, you hit Shift Windows R to screen record, and then you screen record the clip. I already did that, so I'm gonna pop open CapCut just like that. All right, so there we go. We cut it down. This is all we need. We probably don't need, to be honest, even that much, but it's only 15 seconds. Shouldn't take that long to enhance. You're just gonna put it on image enhance and then HD, UHD, Ultra HD. It's a little too much, I think, so I'll just put it on HD. All right, there we go. It is done. It shouldn't take that long, but as you can see, it looks a lot better than it did. So you're just gonna export that up. You're gonna pop open After Effects, make a new project, then select new composition from clip. We're gonna find your clip, you're gonna import it, and it should open up like that. First thing you're gonna do is cut down everything. I'm just gonna do that real quick. Okay, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make kind of like a time warp edit right here. So I'm just kind of noting this, putting this keyframe here to kind of note back to myself. This is where it's gonna be like black and white kind of, and then it's gonna transition. And the next thing I'm gonna do is put in the music. So we're gonna have to find whatever song he's singing. I'm just gonna search up the lyrics on YouTube, to be honest, and then hopefully it pops up. Okay, I already found it in like 2 seconds. Just search up lyrics that you hear and it should pop up. And then I usually just go to ytmp3.cc. It's like the best YouTube. This is what I use to download TikTok stuff. This downloads the whole video, I think. It's just cobalt.tools and then ytmp3.cc downloads YouTube videos. So basically all you're gonna do is download it, and you're gonna throw it into After Effects. We in Miami, turning up another night. Okay, there we go. Then we're gonna find where he says the Miami thing. But basically this is gonna play, and then this is where it's gonna kind of time warp in. So I'm just gonna sync up the music and everything real quick. So now all we need is the actual clips for the edit. So I'm gonna go ahead and expand the composition a little bit. I'll make it like 30 seconds. It's probably not gonna be longer than that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go right click on this. We're gonna hit keyframe assistant, convert audio to keyframes. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna show you your beat drops. So where you're gonna keyframe everything so you can put in the rest of the clips. So you're just gonna do what I just did right there. Both channels, slider, open the graph editor. And this is all your audio keyframes. You're just gonna zoom in and go ahead wherever your beat drops. Like say this is like the first one you wanted to do, which is not, but just like an example. You're gonna hit the keyframe and you're gonna do that throughout your entire clip. All right, so this is where I'm gonna cut it off. So you're just gonna exit that. You're gonna delete that, and then you don't really need these anymore, to be honest. You can just go ahead and delete the rest of that. So the next thing you're gonna do after your music and keyframes are all done is throw in your clips. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, so I just finished the rest of the clips. You can see they're all in like that. Should look pretty nice and stacked up if you did it right. That's super basic, and you don't want to add any effects to it yet. You're basically going to export it at the very end of your song. I always leave a little room for the outro. I'll show you guys how to make one in a minute. We're basically just going to export it like this to Topaz. So once that's done, you're going to head over to the Adobe Media Encoder Q. It's way better than the After Effects exporter. First thing you're going to do is you're going to hit match source just so it aligns. You're gonna hit render at maximum depth, and then for this first one you're gonna hit software, which is just a lot it takes a little bit longer, but it's a lot better of a render. You're gonna change main to high, then you're gonna go to VBR and you're gonna hit 2 pass. It basically just scans through the video after it's done rendering, so it's just higher quality in the end. And then I don't really know why we do this. I just saw a video and the guy said to make sure this is under 30 megabytes for the file size, and that this is at 30. So 9 and 30 works for me for this video. You're just gonna hit max render quality. But once it's done exporting, you're gonna head over to Topaz. So I'll see you guys there. Then once the first export's done, you're gonna head over to Topaz and you're gonna throw your video in. If you don't have Topaz, don't worry. It's really not that much better. Like, it's not like a make or break thing, but it does help a lot with especially like the motion stabilization and deblur and stuff like that. It's $300 though if you don't buy it on sale, or like $200 if you buy it on sale. But basically, you're gonna go in here, turn on enhancements, ProToS, no noise unless you want it to be like a little staticky, which sometimes looks cool. Recover detail 20. I don't use grain, but you have to enable parameters. You're gonna do 80, 70, 80, 25, 25, and leave anti deblur at 0. I skipped this one, the frame interpolation, whatever the heck that says. It's for like slow-mo stuff, so if you're gonna do slow-mo, use that, but then you just go to stabilization, apply correction, motion deblur, and then boom, you're done. It shouldn't take too long, so I'll see you guys in After Effects after it's done. Then you're just gonna import it to a brand new project, just like we did the one before, without any shakes or anything like that. Like, it really doesn't do anything. If you want to put the shakes and everything on before you put it in Topaz, you can. I sometimes do, but recently I've just been doing it like this because, like, as you can see, like, this is like the motion blur kind of stuff. It does the frame interpolation stuff, but it just makes it way smoother and cleaner. But yeah, so now what we're gonna do is go to like the very beginning of each clip, and you're just gonna cut it like that throughout the entire video. All right, so once you have all your clips reassembled like before, this is where you can add any kind of face tracking you want. This clip I can't really put face tracking on. There's like really no point because it moves a lot. But if you did want to put it on, all you do is go up to window and enable tracker. It's somewhere over here. Yeah, tracker, I already have it enabled. And then you're just gonna go over here, tracker, stabilize motion, and this is like your little tracker thing. You're gonna expand it and put it on the guy's nose, and then you're just gonna hit options, stop tracking, and then the little play button. But I can't really do it on this clip, so I'm just not gonna do it. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna do is pre-compose all of our clips apart from the A one. I'm gonna also go ahead and rename this one just because it's easier, I think. Yeah, so go ahead and pre-compose everything. Next thing you're gonna add, once you have them all pre-composed, is your Twixtor. You can literally, there's like thousands of tutorials out there how to make a good Twixtor, so I'm not gonna go into that right now. If you guys want to see a good tutorial on how to make a good Twixtor, then let me know in the comments. But once you have one, you're just gonna save it as your preset and then search it up whenever you need to use it, and then you're good. And you're gonna go through your entire video, put Twixtor on everything. All right, once you have your Twixtor on everything, which is just your kind of speed graph thing, you're gonna add in a null object above all these to pull in and adjust the scale throughout the entire clip. So to add a null object, we're gonna hit right click above our first clip. We're gonna hit new, and then null object. It's pretty simple. You're gonna cut it to your clip. We're gonna move it to the center. And you're gonna hit a keyframe on the beginning of the video scale of the null, keyframe at the end, and you're gonna up it by like maybe 30. Just try 30 real quick. Yeah, it's good. And then you're gonna go to your pre-prompt layer, and then you're gonna parent it with that little thing at the bottom. Make sure at the beginning of your clip before you parent it. And basically what that's gonna do is, you can see on the outline right here, basically just zooms in. So it's like a little, it's like scale basically, but it's a little bit cleaner. So once you have one done, just go ahead and put it on everything else. Just control duplicate it and move it above the layer, and then just kind of reorient it to the layer. Once you have all your nulls added, it should start to look pretty clean. The next thing we're gonna add is an adjustment layer over our first one, and we're gonna add in some twitch. So twitch is kind of like a shake. There's also 100 tutorials out there on how to make a good shake, or a good twitch or shake, but I already have some saved to my After Effects. So I don't add this to every single clip. I just add it to maybe every 4 or 3 or something like that. Just go to twitch. I use this hard twitch one. If you guys want to know how to make one, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a tutorial on how to make a good twitch in the next video. But once you have the first one kind of done, you're just gonna go through, and whenever there's like a really heavy beat drop, you're gonna throw in the twitch to that. Make sure you save it periodically, bro. Like, I always try to do this, and every once in a while it just crashes and you lose the whole thing, and it just pisses me off. Just hit Control S and it literally saves it within 2 seconds. All right, there we go. We have our twitch on our main beat drops. I'm about to go to sleep, so I'm gonna finish this shit tomorrow. Yo, boys, we are back. Today's the next day. We're gonna finish the edit today. So let's get going. You guys should have your adjustment layer or your pre-comp layer, your null layer, and your adjustment layer on a couple of the clips, and then just the null and the pre-comp on the other ones. The next thing we're gonna add is on these really heavy, you can add it on all of them if you want, but for me, I'm just gonna add it on these really heavy beat ones where I have the adjustment layer. We're gonna add like an edge kind of glow thing. You'll see what I'm talking about. But you're gonna go to your pre-comp layer, you're gonna duplicate it. You're gonna go to your effects and presets, and I think it's called edge detect. It's edge detect. This one is a free one, so you guys don't have to purchase anything for this one. It's actually pretty cool. Then you're gonna go over here. You're just gonna hit edge smooth to 2. You're gonna turn your brightness to 1.8, and then we're gonna put these on. You can put it on either mono. Mono looks like this kind of, and then or RGB. I'm just gonna leave it on RGB. I kind of like RGB better. Then you're gonna hit S on your keyboard. You're gonna put a keyframe for scale, T on your keyboard, and put a keyframe for opacity. And then you're gonna go to the end of your clip, and you're gonna increase your scale from, if it was at 100, I'd put it at like 135 or something. I only put it up at like 35, 40 or something like that. And then if your opacity, well, it's at 100, you're gonna put it down to 0. So you should get this kind of, I don't know why it's making that sound, but yeah, you should get that kind of edge glow effect. You can easy if you want. Kevin, on this one, I'm also gonna add the edge detect. You just go through and add this to whatever ones you want. I'm actually gonna put this at 150 for the scale. You can just kind of play around with it and adjust it to how you like though. Then I'm gonna add my outro over here at the very end. I already made this. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see how to make it. You don't really need an outro, to be honest. Your name. I'll show you guys how to watermark it in a second after we're done with all this stuff. And like I said, you can literally just search up on YouTube how to make a good Twitch on After Effects. Like, it's super easy. All you need, like, Twitch is already a preset in After Effects by default. You just add Twitch, shake, directional blur, and lens. Like, it's literally, it takes probably 10 minutes to make it caps, but it'll make this video way too long if I do all that. So once you have that, then you just save the animation preset and then call whatever you want, and you can literally just search it up here and add it in every video. All right, so we should be done with all that now. After you have all your twitches and shakes and stuff like that in, I used a lot of soft, hard, and then kind of medium shakes. The next thing we're gonna do is add in our other transition, which is basically like the frame, the clip before it happens. We're gonna like cut it out. It's gonna fly in and then kind of slow-mo into the actual. To do that, we actually have to get the regular composition layer. So you're just gonna double click on your pre-comp layer. You're gonna control copy that, then control V right above it, and it'll give you the exact same clip, but just in a pre-comp layer. It's actually really cool if you've never done that. Yes, this is the same layer. Just literally just gonna go to the very beginning of it, and then you're gonna hit, sorry, my bad. You go over there and you're gonna cut it out so that it's just, you know, whoever you want to be flying in. It's like the main person. There's 2 people, you can try to do that, but like in this, it's obviously Marlon. So we're gonna go through, try to chop it out as good as we can. Sometimes it doesn't work that well, and then sometimes it works like really well. So it's kind of just hit or miss. But yeah, it's probably fine. And then you're just gonna hit this purple little toggle alpha, or remove the background, and you're done with that. And you're gonna go right click on it, and you're gonna hit time and freeze frame. And what this is gonna do is it's just gonna give you that 1 frame across the entire thing. You're gonna delete whatever you don't need. And pretty much, I usually do it like halfway through the original clip, unless it's like super short. I'll maybe do it a little longer. Good, so right here, we're gonna start it. We're gonna hit a keyframe. Go to the end, actually. You're gonna hit a keyframe at scale, position, and opacity. So S, P, and T, you're just gonna hit a keyframe. And go to the beginning, and the first thing I like to change is scale. I usually make it like half as big. You're gonna hit P, go to position, and you're gonna move the Y axis out of the frame. And then you can change the X if you want to. It sometimes looks cool to kind of fly in from the side, but it doesn't really matter. And your opacity, I usually just put it at like 20 or something. As you can see, it looks already kind of cool. It's just super basic, super fast from here to here. So I'm just gonna go through like right about here, and I'm gonna up everything a little bit. We're gonna turn we're gonna make it more of like to where it's supposed to end up so that it goes quicker. I'm just gonna turn everything up basically a little bit. All right, so it kind of already looks cool right now. It's pretty plain. It's just like going through at the same speed and everything like that. So we're gonna go right here a little bit before it's finished, and we're gonna just keyframe everything. We're gonna keyframe the scale, position, and opacity. We're gonna select our clip. Hit U on it so we can see all of them. Now it should go quick right here, and then kind of slow down, and then boom. You can also, if you want to take it a little step further, go to the graph editor. I don't really know how to use this that well. Like I said, done this for like a couple weeks, but you can kind of figure out how to do that and play around with it if you want. Now I'm just gonna turn the opacity actually down a little bit, so a little too bright right here. And so it looks a little better if you do it on clips that are like about to be highlighted. So I'm just gonna actually throw a highlight on this one just cause why not? So S_edge detect, I'm gonna throw that shit on there. And then it should look a lot better. I kind of like to do it every other clip, this little kind of freeze frame intro thing. So I'm gonna just skip this one, go to this one, and we're gonna do the exact same process all the way through the clip. And if you don't want it to just be a still freeze framed clip, you can just not freeze frame it and then have it be kind of like this. This is what I'm gonna do for this one, because I think it's getting kind of a little repetitive. So I'm just gonna not freeze frame it and do the exact same process. This is what it looks like. I actually don't have the clip like before this clip, like it's just a little segment, so it kind of repeats itself, but it's okay. This is basically just what it looks like if you don't freeze frame it. I think it's super clean. You can also adjust the freeze frame bending and all that. So that's what I'm also do for the rest of them, and then we'll be done with this part. So we're gonna go ahead and drop that onto our adjustment layer, and you guys can see this what it looks like. It's pretty cool. We're just gonna go up here in the top left, right where we want it to change back. We're gonna put a keyframe on dot frequency and opacity somewhere. But yeah, opacity is down here, so we're just gonna hit T and then keyframe on opacity and dot frequency. Right where we want it to change, I'm gonna put dot frequency at like 170, something like that, so it's like really scattered. Then at the beginning, we're gonna put another keyframe at dot frequency for 75. Then we're gonna also put a keyframe at opacity for 0. And wherever we want it to stop, so like probably right around like right here, you're just gonna put your opacity back down to 0. You're gonna change your dot frequency maybe a little bit down so that it like changes a little bit. But your dot frequency is basically how big your dots are. Like as you can see, if you want them really big, you can put it super low. If you want it tinier, you can put it super high. So I like to have it like this so that it's not like too visible how they're changing size. It's just kind of like moving. But then you can just go ahead and easy ease them by right clicking and easy ease. All right, once we have the halftone in, that should be pretty much all of it. What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and export it with the same exact settings we did before, and then import it to a new project, and then add our CC, our text, and flickers and effects like that. All right, so make sure you put it on full before you export it. And a good like kind of rule of thumb to make sure that After Effects doesn't crash is to render it through, like watch it all the way through on full. It might take a minute to load, but then after that to export it so it doesn't crash. And then over here, we're actually gonna change the settings a lot because we have a ton of shakes and effects and presets already onto it. So we don't want it to crash or not export. So I'm gonna leave it on hardware, which is still super nice quality, but just not as good. We're gonna go down to this, make it 2-pass, and then you can make this like 30, I think. Still shouldn't matter. And then make sure that it's under 30, I think. So we're just gonna hit it over to like 8 or maybe 9, and then that should be good. So just go through, and then for our Adobe Media export settings, we're pretty much going to do the same things, but just a little different. So we're going to go ahead, check off render at maximum depth. This is going to be software, but we're going to keep it to main. And then down here, we're going to have VBR 2-pass on because it'll kind of go over it. If this doesn't export, I'm going to go back. Make sure you have use maximum render quality checked off too. But if it doesn't export, I'm going to go back and make this hardware encoding. And then I'm going to make this 1-pass. So it's not going to be as high quality, but yo, that was actually really quicker than I expected. We're just going to go back into After Effects, new project, file from the new composition. And you can go ahead and throw it back into Topaz. I think that's what I'm going to try to do and just see what it looks like. But you shouldn't need to. You should just be able to throw it back in here. And
Lacey, sing that shit. Yeah. We in Miami turning up another night. Still been tracking, but she smell like a ride. I'm in a pen trying to get up and cry. Friends are my friends, they trying to get gas.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it into Topaz real quick and see what it looks like. Alright, so I'm just gonna go back into Topaz and just test it out. I'm gonna add the same exact things we just added. Oh, wait. Okay. So we're basically done. It's got like a couple seconds left. We're about to pop it over to After Effects and see how it looks. So it could either look shit or it could look really good. So the first thing I want to do real quick is make a duplicate of this, and then I'm gonna pre-comp it. This is basically just gonna be our watermark of it. Basically, you're just gonna add your name like that. Mine's Seabass AE. You're gonna turn the scale to whatever you want it to be, and then adjust it. move it kind of. I like to put it down here. Some people do it on the left. Some people do it in the middle for some reason. It's really wherever you want it to be. All right, then you're gonna go to your pre-comp layer, search up flip flop on effects and presets, drag and drop that on, and it should just flip it like that. You can go over here, hit toggle switches if you see the frame bending and motion blur and stuff like that, so you can see the mode, parent link, and track mate, and then you're going to track this onto your CBAS AE. So basically what this is going to do is it's basically going to like use CBAS AE as an overlay, and so you can see it's like transparently showing like stuff, and it's flip-flop, so it's not exactly the same, so it looks a little bit better, I think. But you can also, if you want to make it not as high profile, you can lower the opacity a little bit. And you can do that a little bit, and then yeah, it should be good. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is add in our CC. So you can, like I said, purchase a bunch of different CCs online. You pretty much have to buy one, or you can make one. I don't even know how to make one, but I'll try to figure that out and then give you guys some for free. You can literally buy them anywhere, bro. It's like super affordable, to be honest. It's like 20-30 bucks for pretty much everything you need, and it makes your shit look so much better. So I like this quality one. You don't even really need it, to be honest. Like if you're just starting out and you're just trying to see what it's all about, you don't need a quality. But like without quality versus with quality is insane. So without, this is with, like it makes it look 10 times better without actually increasing the quality. So, and I like to do this at the end, and the reason I do this in the order I do it is because it kind of looks weird after it gets rendered a bunch of times, and I don't like it over the text. So I just put it like this. If you want it to be on your intro clip, you can. I might actually expand it over like that in a minute, but I definitely want the text to not have any of that on it. So I'm actually gonna probably have it over the entire thing, just because it doesn't really matter, to be honest, that much. Over here I'm gonna cut it and make sure it's not over the black and white, so it kind of looks cool when it transitions back to the quality. All right, now we're gonna add in our text. I low-key suck at adding in good text. My After Effects for some reason doesn't like load a lot of the text presets, like the deep glow and stuff like that, so I homemade a lot of those. But there's a ton of like really good tutorials on how to make good text if you don't like mine. But basically you're just gonna add in a text box like this.
Lacey, see that?
You're gonna cut it to around where your guy starts to talk. This is the first line he says, obviously, and then we're gonna just align that in the middle of the clip and then scale it down a little bit. Make sure it's aligned on both axes.
You see that shit?
It looks better. And you can again change it to whatever you want. I have Arial Black 54 size font, and then you can just copy the rest if you really want. And then basically all you're gonna do is you're gonna go to effects and presets and go fade up words, drag that on. This is gonna give you a clean fade upwards intro.
Lacey, see that shit?
Then you're gonna hit fade out slow. This is gonna give you a nice little fade out slow. And make sure your marker is where you want the fade out stuff and the fade in stuff to begin, or else it'll be kind of all over the place.
Yeah. That shit.
And I usually like to overlap them a little bit so it looks a little
See
clean.
that shit? Yeah. Lacey, see that shit? Yeah.
And the next thing you're gonna do is go over to increase tracking. This is also, by the way, you can just copy and paste this for the rest of your text. You don't really need to redo it every single time. You can just copy and paste it. So this is the only time we're gonna have to make it. And then I like to put my end tracking amount on like 20 or something like that. So basically just expand it on the x-axis. And then I'm also gonna change the scale a little bit. So we're gonna keyframe the beginning. It's at 81 right now. And then I'm maybe just gonna turn it up to like 90, like something tiny, to just give it a little extra kind of movement.
Lacey, see that shit?
And I'm actually gonna change it, make it a little bit smaller at the beginning, to like 70.
Lacey, see that shit? Lacey, see that shit?
And then I'm gonna change the tracking amount a little bit as well. It's a little too high. So just make it not
Lacey, see that
expand too
shit?
much. All right, now once we have that, we're gonna go ahead and easy ease all these keyframes.
Lacey, see that shit?
And then I'm gonna go ahead, if you have deep glow, just throw that on. But if not, it's a homemade deep glow I made. If you guys want to learn how to make any of these, let me know, and I'll make straight up tutorials, like quick little 5-minute tutorials on how to make these. But yeah, this is basically, it's just a bunch of drop shadows. I mean, you can probably just copy it real quick if you want. I'd have to figure out how I even made it because I kind of forget. But you just throw that on. As you can see, it's way too strong right now. So I usually turn off, like either I leave 2 and 5 on, or I turn 2 and 5 off. It usually looks pretty clean. So 2, and then turn off Boom. So you can either do it like that. I think that's
See, that's it.
or you can, I mean, mess around and put whatever you want on.
That's it.
All right, and then in this clip, we have two different people talking, Lacey and Marlon. So I'm gonna color code their like each time each one of them is talking. So I'm gonna put Marlon's as. I actually just realized in the past I used green for Marlon, so I'm just gonna change it to green and then put Lacey's as.
That's it.
It looks clean. So.
Lacey, see, that's it. We in Miami.
So now basically all you're gonna do is you're just gonna copy and paste or just Control D your clip, and you're just gonna keep changing the text and the like length of all these to match the rest of your video. So I'll see you guys after I finish that. Alright, so we should have our text done now. It should look pretty clean. And I'm gonna go ahead and change a couple of these to make them inverted. So I'm just gonna go to the fill, copy it, go to the stroke, and paste the same color. Just so it kind of adds a little bit of like texture. I don't know, it kind of looks a little better, I think. Might do it here too.
That's it.
I think it looks pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and check the adjustment layer back on and just see kind of what it looks like. See what we're gonna do about that. All right, then all I'm gonna add now is a flicker exposure to the end of them. Some of the clips already have it, but I think it'll look a lot better with a little extra. So I'm gonna add like a hard flicker. It's kind of like just a like pop in the background a little bit. We are done basically. I think it looks pretty good. We got our text, we got our adjustment layers, we've got everything on. So yeah, I think we're done. Just go ahead and export this. I'm gonna export it in the highest settings I can because it shouldn't be too hard, because basically all we added from the last export was the text and the quality and our little name. So we're gonna go ahead and check full. I'm gonna render it once over, and then I'm gonna go to the media encoder. We are complete with the edit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and file export Adobe Media Encoder. We're just gonna, like I said, export it in the highest possible settings because it should be completely fine. It should be able to handle it. So we're gonna go ahead, match source, then we're gonna go to render at max depth. We're gonna hit software encoding, which like I said earlier is just a lot better. And then we're gonna change the profile from main to high. This is something we haven't done before. Just basically makes it a little crisper. And we're gonna go to 2-pass, so it passes over twice. Then it goes 30 and what, like 9 maybe? Yeah, 30 and 9. Make sure this is under 30, and then I don't think that really matters, to be honest, but I just heard it from somewhere. And then use maximum render quality, make sure that's checked. So we have max render quality, 39, 2-pass, high, software encoding, and render at max depth. Okay, and then you're good to go. And then there we go, we're just gonna let it load through. And then once that's done, you're gonna go ahead and download VLC to your iPhone in the App Store or Play Store. And then it's basically like an AirDrop thing for Windows PCs and just anything in general. Then make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi on your phone and your computer. You're gonna go to the little network spot in it. It's literally just a media player. This is this one right here. You don't need to download it for a computer, just on your phone. And then it gives you a little network thing that you can search up, and then you literally just go to your file over here, go to where you downloaded your thing, and then make sure your phone is like right next to your PC, and then you just go like that. And then you can go on your phone and you should have it right here. You can see, I don't know if you guys can even see that. We got it downloaded it right there. Boom, it's that bottom one right there. It's that bottom one right there. You just save it to your phone and you can upload it to TikTok, then you are good. So if you guys learned something, I'd appreciate the sub and the like. Let me know if you need any of the presets or anything like that. I can make them, drop them for free for you guys and hook you guys up. But yeah, it's pretty much it. I make these every day and they're going viral shit right now. So yeah, I'll let you guys know on the Instagram. Go follow my Instagram. Everything's Seabass Growth with 2 H's at the end. I'm gonna let you guys know how this one performs up on there, see if it goes viral or not. This is a pretty new thing. It's pretty trendy right now, and it's got good music, good quality and everything. So definitely has a good chance of going viral. It's more of like a hit or miss kind of thing with a lot of these. So yeah, let me know if y'all enjoyed it, and yeah, peace out.